Students, good morning. Today we are going to start respiration. So first of all, we must know that what respiration is. So the respiration is the process in which oxygen is used to release energy from the food. I hope you know that whenever or whatever we feed, whatever we take in the form of food, that is ultimately converted up into the glucose. So in your body, the main source of energy is glucose. So the process in which that glucose, when added up or reacted with the oxygen and result in formation of energy, that is called respiration. And that produced energy is necessary to undergo various metabolic activities of our life to keep an organism alive. So, for the survival of every organism, the respiration is the necessary process that should occur to produce energy so that the animal become capable to undergo various metabolic activities of the body. So respiration occurs at two levels. First is said to be the external respiration and second is said to be the internal respiration. External respiration is the process which only involves the exchange of gases. It means, as you know, the air constitutes all the gases, whether the nitrogen, whether the oxygen, whether the carbon dioxide. But it's our body that receive oxygen inside the body and exert out or exhale carbon dioxide out of the body. So this exchange, the inhalation and exhalation of oxygen and carbon dioxide respectively, is known as external respiration. Next is the internal respiration. It occurs inside the cells. So this is the process in which the consumed oxygen of external aspiration it get bound to the glucose and result in breakdown of glucose. With the breakdown of glucose, the production of energy occurs. This energy and the formation of this energy result in formation of some kind of waste that are carbon dioxide and water. So it is just a reverse of photosynthesis. In this reaction, glucose it react with the oxygen and it result in formation of carbon dioxide, water and it releases energy. Carbon dioxide and water both are the wastes which are excreted out of the body. So now we are on the process of respiration in human beings. So first is the external respiration. It is generally known as breathing, and a single breath comprises of an inhalation and one exhalation. Inhalation means intake of oxygen and exhalation means the excrete out of carbon dioxide. I hope you know that we intake air through our nostrils, that is with nose, which ultimately opens up into the nasal cavities. In your nasal cavity, number of hairs and the nasal glands are present. The secretion of these nasal glands and the nasal hair are responsible for trapping the dust particle and various other harmful microorganisms which block these microorganisms in the external nasal chamber and the purified air get enters up into the nasal cavity. And also keep this in mind that the air should be warm. The warmness of air also occur in the nasal cavity. The last and the important topic from this is the movement of the air from the nasal cavity into the pharynx, which ultimately moves into the windpipe that is known as the trachea. And the trachea, then I hope you know that the pharynx comprises of two pipes. First is said to be the windpipe and second is said to be the food pipe. And there is some kind of a kind of flap or cover which is responsible to guard that air should move up into the windpipe and food should move into the esophagus. So the control to manage that air must always move into trachea and food must always move into the esophagus, that is controlled by epiglottis. Whenever you eat something, your windpipe get closed up with the epiglottis, and whenever you inhale oxygen, at that time the esophagus get blocked or covered up by the epiglottis. Whenever there is overlapping between the opening and closing of esophagus and trachea, in that form, some kind of exhalatory type of movements occur in the trachea that exert out the food out of the windpipe. As is shown here, this one is the trachea which branches up at the two levels that are said to be the bronchi, and each bronchi open up into the lungs. So this one is first lung, that one is second lung, this is right, this one is left. Both the lungs have rich blood supply because the exchange of gases occurs only when there is a rich supply of blood. These thickened structure are called as bronchioles, which are act as a branching of the bronchi. These bronchi ultimately branch further times to form thin, tiny, and very large number of air sacs that are called as alveoli. And the number of alveoli is in millions in each lung. And the alveoli are the site of exchange of gases because they have rich blood supply. So this blood supply is responsible for the gaseous exchange across the alveolar membrane. So the path of air is the nostril, the nasal cavity, the pharynx, the trachea, the bronchus, the bronchioles, and ultimately the alveoli. These alveoli are the site of exchange of gases. As you know, for inhalation, your chest size increased, and for exhalation, your chest size reduced. This reduction or increase in size are result of the movement of the diaphragm. This one is the diaphragm, the muscular aperture that is present between the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity, and it plays very important role in inhalation and exhalation of the air inside the body of the human being. Thank you.